George Karlaftis was ranked as the 27th best college football recruit in the 2019 college football recruiting class, so we're the 26 recruits ranked higher than him now. What a start. Just in front of him at number 26 was Jarion Ely coming out of Mississippi, who committed to play for Ole Miss. At Ole Miss, he played there for 3 seasons and was an extremely good running back, becoming a 3-time second-team All-SEC selection. Sadly, though, he still went undrafted in 2022, signing with the Chiefs, where he never played a snap in the NFL but did win a Super Bowl. Cracking into the top 25 is Darnell Wright, coming out of West Virginia, who committed to play for Tennessee. And he was a great offensive lineman at Tennessee for 3 seasons, which allowed him to be selected 10th overall in the 2023 NFL draft by the Bears. And in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, he's been a solid player with the Bears, but never amazing. And coming in at 24 is Tyler Owens, coming out of Plano, Texas, who committed to play for the Texas Longhorns. And he played 3 seasons at Texas where he didn't do very much, so he transferred to Texas Tech in 2022, where he was solid but never great. First, he signed with the Commanders as an undrafted free agent in 2024 and actually got to play in 12 games in his rookie season. And at number 23 is Daxton Hill, coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, who committed to play for Michigan. He was an extremely good defensive back for the Michigan Wolverines for 3 seasons, but would be selected 31st overall in the 2022 NFL draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. And in his first 3 seasons in the NFL with the Bengals, he's never been great, but has been solid, but was mostly on IR this season. And at number 22 is Zach Harrison, coming out of Ohio, who committed to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And he immediately was a great player at Ohio State for 4 seasons as he became a 3-time All-Big Ten selection. And he would be selected in the 3rd round of the 2023 NFL draft by the Falcons, but sadly hasn't done much in his first 2 seasons there. And coming in at 21 is Nakobe Dean, coming in at Horn Lake, Mississippi, who committed to play for Georgia. And he was a great player with the Georgia Bulldogs for 3 seasons, winning a national championship and even winning the Butkus Award. He's selected in the 3rd round of the 2022 NFL draft by the Eagles and didn't do much in his first 2 seasons, but had a breakout year in 2024 playing great. Cracking into the top 20 is Tyreek Stevenson, coming out of Florida, who committed to play for Georgia. He played 2 years at Georgia before transferring to Miami for 2 seasons, where he was a great player and would be selected in the 2nd round of the 2023 NFL draft by the Bears. He had an amazing rookie season with the Bears, but in 2024 he would be benched after he let up the Hail Mary. Coming in at 19 is Jaden Hasselwood, coming in at Ellenwood, Georgia, who committed to play for Oklahoma. And in his first 3 years of college football at Oklahoma, he looked like a bust, so he transferred to Arkansas in 2022, where he was solid but went undrafted and signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Sadly, though, he's still yet to ever play a snap. At number 18 is Zach Pickens, coming out of Anderson, South Carolina, who committed to play for South Carolina. He was a great defensive tackle for them for 4 seasons and would be selected in the 3rd round of the 2023 NFL draft by the Bears. Sadly, though, through his first 2 seasons in the NFL, he looks like a bust. And at number 17 is Marcel Brooks, coming out of Mount Texas, who committed to play for LSU. He played 1 year at LSU, where he was solid before transferring to TCU in 2020, where he's played for the last 5 seasons but hasn't done very much and looks like a bust. And coming in at 16 is Baylor Cupp, coming out of Brock, Texas, who committed to play for Texas A&M. He never played a single snap at Texas A&M, transferring to Texas Tech in 2022, where he was solid for 2 seasons but was never great, going undrafted in 2024 and signing with the Chiefs. So far in his rookie season, he's only played 1 game with the Chiefs. And cracking into the top 15 is Kyle Hamilton, coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, who committed to play for Notre Dame. And he was immediately amazing and dominant at Notre Dame in his 3 seasons there, becoming a consensus All-American. And he would be selected 14th overall in the 2022 NFL draft by the Ravens, and through his first 3 seasons in the NFL, he's been one of the best defensive players in the entire league. And at number 14 is Trey Sanders, coming out of Florida, who committed to play for Alabama. He was a complete bust at Alabama in his 3 seasons there, not really doing much. He entered the portal and was a 3-star in the 249th best overall transfer, transferring to TCU. And in his first 2 years, he looks like a bust of a college football recruit at TCU. And at number 13 is Lance Dixon, coming out of Michigan, who committed to play for Penn State. And he was a complete bust in his 2 years at Penn State, transferring to West Virginia in 2021, where he played there for 3 seasons and was solid. He then entered the portal and was a 3-star transfer in the 1636th best overall player, transferring to Toledo, where he was solid this year. At number 12 is Brandon Smith, coming out of Virginia, who committed to play for Penn State. He's a very good linebacker at Penn State for 3 seasons, racking up 100 total tackles, and would be selected in the 4th round of the 2022 NFL draft by the Panthers. Sadly, though, he was a bust with the Panthers, only playing 12 games there before bouncing around the NFL and currently playing for the Raiders. And coming in at number 11 is John Emery Jr., coming out of Louisiana, who committed to play for LSU. And he's currently played 5 college football seasons at LSU and just has been a bust of a running back recruit. And cracking into the top 10 is Brew McCoy, coming out of California, who committed to play for Texas. He never played at Texas, transferring to USC, where he was solid there before transferring once again. And he entered the portal as a 4-star in the 88th best overall transfer, transferring to Tennessee, where he's been a very good receiver for the last 3 seasons and just declared for the NFL draft. And coming in at number 9 is Spencer Rattler, coming out of Phoenix, Arizona, who committed to play for Oklahoma. And in his first 3 seasons at Oklahoma, he was a solid quarterback there, becoming a first-team All-Big 12 selection, but would be replaced and transferred to South Carolina. And at South Carolina, he was a good quarterback for 2 seasons, which allowed him to be selected in the 5th round of the 2024 NFL draft by the Saints, and he actually got to start a couple games for them and might be their starter next year. And at number 8 is Charles Cross, coming out of Mississippi, who committed to play for Mississippi State. He was a great offensive lineman at Mississippi State for 3 seasons, becoming a first-team All-SEC selection. And after this, he'd be selected 9th overall in the 2022 NFL draft by the Seahawks, and has been a very good offensive lineman for them thus far. And at number 7 is Logan Brown, coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, who committed to play for Wisconsin. And at Wisconsin, he was a solid player, but would actually be kicked off the team, transferring to Kansas in 2022. And in his first 2 years at Kansas, he became a very good offensive lineman, becoming a 2nd-team All-Big 12 selection, and is now expected to get drafted drafted in this year's NFL draft. And coming in at number 6 is Kayvon Thibodeau, coming out of California, who committed to play for Oregon. And at Oregon, he was a very good defensive player there for 3 seasons, becoming a unanimous All-American and winning the Morris Trophy. And this allowed him to be selected 5th overall in the 2022 NFL Draft by the New York Giants, where he's been solid at times, but overall is kind of starting to look like a bust. And cracking the top 5 is Travon Walker, coming out of Georgia, who committed to play for the Georgia Bulldogs. And he was a truly amazing player at Georgia for 3 seasons, winning a national championship and being a freshman All-SEC selection, which allowed him to be selected 1st overall in the 2022 NFL Draft by the Jaguars. And in his rookie season with the Jaguars, he looked like a bust, but in the last 2 years, he's played very well for them. And coming in at number 4 is Nolan Smith, coming out of Florida, who committed to play for the Georgia Bulldogs. And he was a very good player at Georgia for 4 seasons, winning 2 national championships there, and then would be selected in the 1st round, 30th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft by the Eagles. He didn't do much in his rookie season with Philadelphia, but has played amazing and having a breakout season in 2024. Cracking into the top 3 is DeMarvin Leal, coming out of Converse, Texas, who committed to play for Texas A&M. And he was truly amazing in his 3 seasons with the Aggies, becoming a consensus All-American, which allowed him to be selected in the 3rd round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Steelers. Sadly, though, through his first 3 seasons in the NFL with the Steelers, he looks like a bust, only having 1 sack. And coming in at number 2 is Derek Stingley, coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who committed to play for LSU. And he had an amazing true freshman season in LSU, having 6 interceptions as he became a consensus All-American. And after 2 more great years, he'd be selected 3rd overall in the 2022 NFL Draft by the Houston Texans, where he's become one of the best corners in the entire league, becoming a first-team All-Pro. And the number 1 recruit was Antonio Alfano, coming in of New Jersey, who committed to play for Alabama. And he was a bust at Alabama, never playing a snap there, and then transferring to Colorado, where he also never played. He then went to Independence Community College, where he became a very good player, and then transferred to Lackawanna College in Pennsylvania. And he became one of the top JUCO prospects, but never transferred anywhere, and is currently playing in the CFL for the